Welcome to CBG. If you've looked at some of the recent videos that we've done on our shoots, you'll see that we have usually quite a few outtakes because, for example, the last one we were at an airfield when it sounded like we were under attack from Stokers. So today we are in the relative luxury of the Morton's studio, where it's nice and quiet, no wind noise, no airplanes, no lorries, only ghosts. Triumph today, T140v, the V being 5-speed of course. 1978, excuse me. This bike belongs to a gentleman by the name of Russell Holliday from Scunthorpe, and whilst it may look on the face of it a fairly stock T140v, there's one or two, well more than one or two actually, quite a few rather nice tasty little touches that make our feature bikes, you know, they give them that personal touch. One which I'll introduce you to straight away, like these things here, look, these little finned bits. Russ actually made them himself. He's pretty dab hand with the old metalwork, as you can see. But anyway, let me talk you through what we've got. As I said, it's 1978. It's the oil in frame model. The oil is carried in the big beam there, goes right down there, and feeds from the bottom into the engine. As soon as we're looking at it from this side, we'll have a bit of a logical approach. We'll start at the back and work forward. Stainless steel mudguards. That particular rim is an original rim. That's from 1978. Russ has had this bike for about 5 years, but prior to that it was stored up. If I can remember correctly what he said, it was his neighbour's girlfriend's brother or something like that. All very incestuous. And he fell off it and he stored it up for years, and Russ was asked to put it right, took a liking to it and eventually bought it. So that's the original rim. The front one, in a minute we'll have a look, has been replaced by stainless, and if you heard that it sounds like somebody outside is being killed, which is probably the case. All this look, all Russ's own work, nicely drilled for lightness on the sprockets here with nice little stainless steel inserts. Commando pea shooters which give it a lovely note. We'll hear it in a short while when we take it outside. All these little stainlessy bits here like that, and alloy bits, these are all Russ's handiwork. Stainless nuts and bolts. When we get to the engine, when Russ had it, when he bought it originally, it had a Spitfire inlet cam in it, which was a bit wild, so he took the cam out and swapped it for a standard E3134 Bonneville inlet cam, which is, well, it's still pretty lively, but it tamed it, you know, tamed it a little bit. I say it's got the 5-speed gearbox on the left hand side because this is the later model to comply with the American market and all that business. 72 by 86, I think, if I've got that right, the bore and stroke. 744 cc. A pair of 30, are they 28s or 30s? 30 millimeter concentrics, as per normal, with the filter on that. If you can just close in on this bit here, Mr. Cameraman. All these jazzy little bits like this is all Russ's own handiwork. He's a dab hand, you see. Now, just going up here, these look, these are not painted coach lines, that's alloy, like leaded lights in a church window, you know. And this here, all Russ's own work, absolutely brilliant. These rocker covers, all finned, individually recessed into the actual flat cover, like that. At first glance you think it looks dead standard, but then when you take a closer look, if I can just move out of the way here, you'll be able to have a better look at this front one. Just there, look, just really, really neat. Looks pretty standard, but when you take a close look, it's red hot. This room's been changed for a stainless steel one because it was, the original one was just getting a bit rusty. 10-inch standard cast iron discs. Now I don't know whether you can make it out, but the drilling, look, there's a T, there's an R, T-R-I-U-M-P-H. T-R-I-U-M-P-H. Triumph in little holes, and on the back to match. 12 volt electronic ignition as per normal. Belt primary in there. Russ says it's smoothed it out no end. Loves it to bits. What we'll do in a minute, we'll turn it the other way around and we'll have a look at it from the other side and see what we can spot on that side. Okay, back in a few minutes. Welcome back. Now then, we see we've flipped it round. There's not a great deal of difference on this side particularly to mention. 19-inch front wheel. This is nice though, look. If you have a close up on here, Mr. Cameraman, this is another one of Russ's little bits of handiwork. It's the rocker feed union, for the want of a better word, that he's made up, and he's got a nice little recess there, look, for the plug lead to sit, so there's no sharp edges. Oh, very nice. Put that back on properly and then I wonder why it's misfiring. Electronic ignition, as we said earlier. Avon Road Rider tyres, practically de rigueur these days for classics with anything like any performance. And on the back, 18-inch rim on the back, and as you can see, as we said earlier, look, the nicely little drilled T-R-I-U-M nonsense all around on there. And that's pretty much it. We'll take her out on the road now and let you listen to what she sounds like. See you in a short while. Welcome back again. Now we've had a change of bike, as you can see. T120 this time. 650cc from 1970. Well, it was. It's not now. Because that is a Morgo big bore conversion kit, which takes it out to, I don't think you can see it, but just there it says Morgo. I don't think we can see that. There's not enough light, I don't think. But anyway, it does. Take my word for it, it says Morgo. And it's 735cc now, so we thought it'd be a nice idea to put the Morgo 735 kit against the T140 factory kit, you know, the actual factory bike, which is what the whole purpose of this test today. This belongs to Pete Adams. Now you may remember that name from as long ago as last issue, because it was Pete Adams' Vincent Black Shadow that we did at the rather noisy Wickenby airfield. When Pete told us he'd got a Morgo, Bonneville, we thought, well, that's ideal. So, okay, he gets two bites of the cherry in two issues. It's a fairly standard T120. Apart from that, he bought it in 1977 for the princely sum of £265 from a co-worker at the Steelworks in Scunthorpe, and the co-worker, the consultant, had run this bike for a while, and then he stopped turning up on it. Came in a car. He asked where it was, and he said, "Oh, it's just laid up in the back garden." So when he went to look at it, it was seized, and it had been really let go. So he bought it, did a bit of a restoration job. He was riding about one day merrily in Gainsborough when another rider came up behind him and said, "Hey mate, your bike's smoking like hell." When he took it down, he found that in the original 650 barrel, one of the circlips had come off the piston and been going up and down merrily in the bore and scoured it like Billy-O. Hence, they needed a new barrel eventually, and he went for the Morgo conversion. It's a 4-speed box as per normal. It's got primary chain as per normal, but SRM Engineering have refurbished the cylinder head, and they actually balanced the crankshaft back to the balance factor that the original 650 had, because Pete changed the gearing and he made the gearing a little bit softer, and it lost its kind of grunty edge. So when he put the big bore kit back on, that brought it back to its previous kind of performance, but of course with it been having bigger pistons and the like, he had to have the crank rebalanced. 28mm concentrics as per normal. In there, under there, there's a really nice Kirby Rowbottom oil filter conversion business. with the screw-on filter. We'll have a look at that on the statics a bit later on, so you're going to have to buy the magazine if you want to see that. Stainless steel pipes with that nice straw colour look. These came from Armours and the silencer. What else have we got? We've got, oh, I made a mistake on the T140. I actually called the tyres Road Riders. They were actually Super Venoms. These are Road Riders. I must make sure we get that right. It was pointed out to me in no uncertain terms. Other than that, it's 12 volt. It's electronic ignition by Boyer. And I can't think of anything else to tell you just at the moment. We'll turn it round because I'm sure Mr. Cameraman's arm is beginning to ache with that very heavy camera. And then we'll have another little chat about the other side. Okay, see you in a few secs. Welcome back. The T120 with the big bore Mogo kit on it. The standard for the year Triumph twin leading shoe brake plate, the 8-inch hub. Brilliant brake, if it's set up right, an absolutely brilliant brake, and arguably a damn sight better than the discs which superseded it. 19-inch flangeless alloy front rim, as you can see there, an Acron. In there's the Boyer electronic ignition. The original bore and stroke of the 650 was 71/82. This is, we think, if we can remember correctly, something about 73 or 74/82, hence the 733cc. And that's all I've got to say about that. Four speed. What else was I going to tell you? There's something really important. Oh, of course, this is the pre-oiling frame. So we've got the oil tank there. What else can I tell you while I'm here? I'm running out of ideas. I think that's about it. Let's leave it at that for now. All right. I'm sure there was something else I was going to say. Hang on a minute. Wait a minute, I got a blank on then. Oh, I remember. I'll have to feed this bit in, Joe, if you like. 71/82.
Well, it can be further than the output.
Yeah.